Hello everyone, my name is Praveen Mishra and I welcome you all to your favorite channel. Obviously, it is StudyIQ IAS English, right? So here we are going to discuss today about the theory of checks and balance, also known as the theory of separation of powers, a theory which, on which our whole democracy or the global democracies they rely on, right? There couldn't be a body without soul, right? There couldn't be a heart without the beats. So in the very same way, there couldn't be democracy without this one particular thing that is known as theory of checks and balance or the theory of separation of powers. So this is the heart of the democracy, any democracy it is. So as what we can see here, this is what we call it as tarazu in Hindi, right? Right? So tarazu or the weighing scale, you might have seen it at least in your childhood days, maybe not presently, right? So those vegetable vendors or in many those general stores, okay, we have seen such type of things, right? That is tarazu or the weighing scale. It looks like this. But what if I deform it a bit? How is this looking now? Not so good, right? Now the beauty of this tarazu has gone. Well, general perception that tarazu has got two plates. The weighing scale has got two plates. Let's talk about the perception from the theory of checks and balance. Just like tarazu, the seller will sell only and the buyer will buy only when the weights in both the plates are equal, right? That is what known as justice. Here, what I'm going to buy, let's say I'm going to purchase a product, okay, worth worth 5 kgs. So here I will have to put on the weight worth 5 kgs, right? So the buyer will buy only and the seller will sell only when both the plates they are hovering in one single location, at one single level, right? So this is what the tarazu or the weighing scale means. Just in that very same way, very same way, the democracy, it is having not 2 plates, but a slight change, 3 plates. As in the 3 organs of democracy, the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary, right? So the democracy can thrive, the democracy can sustain only when all of these 3 plates, that is all of these 3 organs, they are hovering in one single location, at one single level. That means they shall be having the equal powers. The previous session, what we have discussed as in the types of federalism, right? So in that, what we discussed, democracy can thrive, democracy can sustain only when all the 3 organs of democracy, they are at one power level, that is at one single level. Okay, they do not have, more or less powers. They have equal powers within themselves. That is what the concept of power sharing and that is what the concept of power balancing comes in. Right? So here is the power balancing and you can relate it with this one particular figure. Okay, democracy, not 2 plates, but how many? 3 plates, right? Now, let's talk about the theory and why this theory is important. Just have a look at this paragraph. Imagine if the Prime Minister could make laws by himself or herself, executed by himself or herself at her or his own will, and can judge himself or herself at his or her own will. Right? What will happen? This is not democracy. Democracy works on the principle of power sharing, the decentralization, the devolution of powers. But here, if only one person is doing everything, it is not democracy, it is dictatorship. Right? So obviously, that's dictatorship. Democracies thrive on accountability, and this is where exactly the theory of checks and balance enters to ensure that no pillar of democracy becomes too powerful, because the very thumb rule of democracy, okay, the very thumb rule of democracy, what is that? Okay, if I say the thumb rule, no person or organization has got absolute powers. Okay, no person or organization has got absolute powers. The powers, they are interdependent. Okay, like president is heavily dependent on council of ministers, so is prime minister, with Council of Ministers, Cabinet, and the whole of Lok Sabha, that is whole of Parliament as well. Okay, in that very same way, each and every authority, each and every person in the government, okay, relies on one other particular person's, okay, in exercise of his or her functions. So this is where into the rescue comes in the theory of checks and balances, right? So first of all, who gave us this theory? Who is the propounder, who is the father of this theory? So it's the French political philosopher. His name is Montesquieu. He wrote a book. The name of the book is The Spirit of Laws in the year 1748. Okay. Now, what is the theory? Checks and balance. So it is a governance principle that ensures power is not concentrated in one single hand. First thing, it works by mutual control. Each organ, that is legislature, executive and judiciary, can check each other and maintain the balance of each other. And it acts as the guardrail against any kind of tyranny or dictatorship. So we talk about the key objective. The first one, the very first, the most important one, prevents any kind of arbitrary use of power. Secondly, it ensures the accountability and the rule of law. And finally, strengthen the constitutionalism. So this is where the core objectives of theory of checks and balance comes into the picture. Now, if we just have to understand it in one single thing, okay? So this is where we have got the three organs of democracy: legislature, executive, and the judiciary. Right? So these are what? The organs of democracy. Right? So what is the role of legislature? It's just one task, okay? To make laws. What is the role of executive? One another task. To implement the laws. Implement or execute the laws. Right? What is the role of judiciary? Okay, how do I define the role of judiciary? To define and, okay, remember it's not or, it's and, both. Define and defend the law. Right? So these are the works given by democracy to its three organs. So legislature is entitled to make laws. And who will make law? Only legislature. Can executive and judiciary provide any kind of suggestion or advice to the legislature that make this law, make that law? No, absolutely not. Totally prohibited. Can, on the very opposite side, executive. What is the role of executive? To implement or execute the laws made by legislature. Can legislature or judiciary suggest or advise executive that implement it this way or that way? Absolutely not. They are not entitled. Judiciary, defining the law and defending the law. Can legislature and executive, they both come and suggest the judiciary, define it this way, defend it that way? No, absolutely not. Totally prohibited. Right? So the works, they have been divided. So this is why it is known as theory of separation of powers. But if I ask you this one single question, why this theory is known as theory of checks and balance? What makes me have this theory in the name of theory of checks and balance? Okay, so it's with just one single reason. The thumb rule of democracy, what we just read, okay, we talk about the thumb rule of democracy. First thing, no person or organization has absolute powers. And secondly, democracy works exactly opposite to monarchy. In fact, democracy was introduced as a remedy to the illness of monarchy. What is monarchy? Whatever king says is the proclamation, right? It's the, order. Whatever the king writes is the law. Whether right or wrong, who cares? Doesn't matter. There is no window to check it. The rationality cannot be checked. The validity cannot be checked. It's the order of the king who is considered as the representative of God on earth, or even the shadow of God on earth. Simply Zil-e-Ilahi, as what Ghiyasuddin Balban used to call himself, right? So this is where the checks and balance comes in, right? That this is where the democracy comes in, right? That no. It should not be the one person's rule. It should be the people's rule. The dictatorship cannot be avoided. Okay, let it be the dictatorship of the proletariat, as per the statement of the Karl Marx. Proletariat as in the working class. Though he was totally talking about the working class, that is where he was talking about the socialism and the communism principles. Okay, but here we are talking about the dictatorship or the rule of the people. Okay, and the people should rule with the help of law, that is the rule of law. And it can sustain, exist, survive, thrive only in one particular location if it is democratic, right? So, checks and balance. What it ensures? That each and every organ will check each other, that whether the other person, the other organ is doing its job or not. But let's say if the other organ is not doing its job, then what the other two organs, the leftover organs, will do? Will they perform the task on behalf of that one organ? No. They cannot perform the task. They will push that one single organ to perform this one particular activity. Let's say legislature, for example. Legislature's role is to make laws. And legislature is not making any law showing any kind of procrastination or some kind of procrastination, let's say laziness, right? So what will happen? Can executive or judiciary or both of them combine together and make laws in in replacement of executive, in replacement of legislature? Absolutely no, not possible, right? Absolutely not possible. They both, or one of them, or the both of them, they will push the legislature. Okay, go ahead, work, make laws. In that very same way, executive. If executive is showing any kind of procrastination, then legislature and judiciary, they will push the executive that, okay, work. In the very same way, judiciary, if they're not doing their work, then legislature and executive, they can push the judiciary. Okay, please work. They cannot work on behalf. So they will work, okay, as a team, right? And each and every member will perform the given task only. Will not interfere in the other's task. But yes, if a member is not performing his or her task, or let's say its task, then the other members, the other organs will push only but not perform the task on that behalf on behalf of that organ, basically, right? Okay, so this is where the theory of checks and balances. It checks as well as maintains the balance. That is why it is known as theory of checks and balance. Who gave it? Montesquieu. In which book? Spirit of Laws, published when? 1748. Ensures what? Accountability and the rule of law. And apart from that, yes, the most important features what we have got, okay, prevent arbitrariness, any kind of tyranny, and yes, it strengthens the constitutionalism as well. So guys, I hope we have understood about in detail. That is the theory of checks and balance. And remember guys, we will be also discussing more discussion. We will be also having more in-depth discussion over our subjects, but not here in our P2I resolution batch that is about to commence from 15th of July, right? So a resolution batch, that is a revolution in your UPSC CSE preparation. What will you get if you enroll yourself into this revolution that is known as resolution? 1000 plus hours of live classes, access to recorded lectures taught by greatest teachers of this country. With regard to the UPSC CSE, well, if I take the name, you will know that yes, they are the greatest. For, we have got the names Shashank Tyagi sir, we have got Chandan Sharma sir, we have got Prashant Tiwari sir, we have got Bhuvan Jha sir, we have got Shubham Sagar sir, Alok Ojha sir, Ankit Singh sir. So these are the personalities, right? Those who have gained absolute experience, some wonderful level of experience and some great in-depth level of knowledge and information in their particular dimensions, in the particular fields of of subject basically. So they are technically they are the stalwarts of their fields. They are the institutions in themselves. So you will have the opportunity to learn from those great teachers, right? So guys, quickly grab this opportunity. And then will you get any kind of study material? Yes. Those great teachers, whatever the notes they are using, okay, to teach you, their own personal notes will be given to you in PDF format immediately after the class. Then 18 sets of printed material will be couriered to you by us. You don't have to go anywhere. It will be delivered to you at your doorstep. So will I get the prelims test series? Yes, 73 plus test series, 75 test series nearly in your prelims, for your prelims. Nearly 15 plus tests for your mains, as well as your interview guidance program. So prelims test series, mains test series, interview guidance program, everything under one single subscription, right? That is known as resolution. And the most wonderful thing, the most beautiful thing of this resolution batch is, once you have qualified your prelims, right? Once you have qualified your prelims, your mains will be totally on us. As in, you will be enrolled directly with the MRP, that is the Mains Residential Program. And what is this Mains Residential Program? So you will be called to Delhi. Your accommodation will be on us, whether you are in Delhi or outside Delhi, it doesn't matter. So, okay, you will be called to Rajendra Nagar. You will be given accommodation that will be totally on us, that is on StudyIQ, till your mains examination. Okay, and in that time period, your offline classes will be there with those great educators only. They will be guiding you at their best. And all of these things you can get with just one subscription, that is resolution. And now let's talk about how much amount do I need to pay. So only and just rupees 34,999 rupees. But there's a catch. And what's the catch? That is, use the code PRV Live, and there you will get the maximum discount. Okay guys, so just don't forget, what you need is the code PRV Live so that you get the maximum discount. And remember, if you enroll yourself before 7th of July, right? So what will you get? The prices, they shall start from 9,999 only. Right? So what else are you going to expect? So guys, quickly grab this opportunity and let nothing come between you and your success. And finally guys, before leaving, do not forget to hit the subscribe button to the StudyIQ IAS English channel. As you know, the channel is providing you all the quantity and quality of the things needed for your UPSC CSE. And in case you wish to connect with me, so you can connect with me on my Telegram channel, that is study_with_Praveen. So I share all of my class links and PDFs here on this Telegram channel. And apart from that, you can also connect with me on my Instagram account, that is Praveen Mishra _2107. Okay, so you have got any doubt, you can just DM me here and I shall be happy to address your doubts and eliminate them. Okay guys, thank you so much. But remember, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and never miss an update from the channel. Okay everyone, keep studying well, and I assure you success will be yours. Resolution batch is waiting for you. See you soon there into the batches. Bye bye, take care, good day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.